Gordon, I think we'll give you this opportunity to do rebuttal.
Een gescheidken. Dat is nog raar. Quasken. My relatives, my friends, I'm sweating. Koksham, thank you. Tel ik wat daar hoe ik speel actief zit, je misschien uit ik rijden jij. I guess I wasn't supposed to know about this business today. Het is de klapadie dan ik ken echt. Kozushum dat gewoon een hand in shake. What they did forget was that I'm constantly working in a busy, and once in a while I go play. And they had to negotiate some time with me. But really, I want to say thank you to all of the people in my life. That's all of you and the people that are in their homes. The women that have been part of my life over the years. The mother of my oldest children, Evelyn. The mother of my youngest child. And my middle child. Have been especially important in my relationship with people around me. They've kept me honest, brutalized me when I needed it. But mostly to say thank you. I don't know if you've, in looking at those pictures, I think I'd like to believe that one of the most important things in my life has been my family. Somehow or other, I not only my immediate family and my children and their mothers, my grandchildren, but this larger extended family. You're all my shaken, you're all my relations. And I've had some very special relationships outside of my family over the years. My friend, I think Ronnie, I'm probably one of the very few people that would call him, and if his secretary answers, I'd say, "Where's Rotten Ronnie?"
Only because you're bigger.
And Johnny, I'd completely forgotten about Williams Lake. I thought it was something long gone. What Johnny didn't tell you was that about that same year or thereafter, I wrecked a truck on him. I had to wind up, as a young, in order to make good on it, I had to go borrow some money to pay for the damn thing. And the bank said, "Sure, sign here." I paid for that truck for, must be a year and a half, and I never got to drive it anymore. Nathan, we may, you may think we didn't meet till the mid-70s, but I knew Nathan when he was taking over the administration of the residential schools. And I knew damn well that we were going to get out of that business before too long with Nathan in the saddle. Thank you. Now, Zenek, used to get really angry at me because I had a habit of correcting her in SAGAcom all the time. It's just that she did not realize that there is a Schachend brand of SAGAcom, and then there's a Czechos brand of SAGAcom. And I speak Czechos really well. God, the most important thing I think you should realize, yes, I have spent since about this time last year, battling with cancer. And I think I'm on the uphill side of it right now. I'm winning. The doctors tried to cut my throat and leave me on the bed, but I got up and left. Or they did cut my throat and took a chunk out. Spent 6 months undergoing chemotherapy. And the last month, undergoing some kind of gene therapy. I'm supposed to glow in about 2 or 3 months, I guess. But I've got every confidence that that stuff will be gone out of my system. 2.5 months ago, 3 months ago, I'd have probably had to retire for the evening about 7 o'clock. I'm doing pretty good. It's 20 after 10, I think. Still on my feet. And yes, I think one of the other things that I really to acknowledge has been my relationship, as Guy says, with the land and my lessons about that relationship from people like my father and my mother and my grandfathers. And my great-grandmother. One of the things that happened to me not long after I was born was that I'm not sure, some of the older people may remember my Grandpa Paul. He was a mean, rotten old son of a gun when he got going with a bottle of whiskey, or his own moonshine, who, by the way, he learned how to make from Father Lejeune. Somebody had to teach him how to make moonshine, so he learned it from Father Lejeune. In one of his things is that he had this cougar cat. And for whatever reason, he had it tied with a rope and had to wind up killing it. But he figured that he was going to make a meanie out of me and wrapped me in the cougar hide when I was very little. But when he went the way of people who drink a moderate amount of moonshine, to bed early, Mom and I think Yaya, Granny, rubbed me down with rabbit fur to counteract that thing with some real gentleness. And I'd like to think that in my relationship with the world, and that kind of being stands firmly in the ground before you. I'd like to believe that I'm a very gentle man who's got some of the strength of that cat. Okay, not all of it, because I don't think the old ladies let them keep me there long enough. I want to say thank you to people like my brother Leonard. You all know him as David. He's Leonard. My brother Harry, my sister Lulu, who have always been there when I've needed help. And, you know, and now Ronnie has been giving me advice on how to go and see some other medicine about this cancer business. And I think a lot of people have also, I'd like to say thank you to people like him who have told me about other things to do. Okay? And I think we're going, but most important of all, for something tonight, like tonight, there had to be somebody with a team that undertook to make something like this happen. And Percy, I heard a rumor that you were the one that started it.
It's a rumor.
Fairly reliable rumor, from what I can gather. And the chiefs of the nickel, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you to your councils. Thank you to the Sagayadan people. Thank you to the Nchiluk people. Thank you to the Swapunk people. Thank you to the Stetlium people. Thank you to those people in Tanaha. And thank you to the Iiut, people from further north. And thank you to the Stala people and the Squamish people. Thank you very much. And yes, I would have loved to change the story. I think there are so many other deserving people in the room. Thank you.
As many of you can see, we have a staff held by Daryl Lucht. And that staff is from the Okanagan people, and it was the staff that was made to travel on the Unity ride. And many of the things on this staff have been given to the people. One is the horsetail, and the horse and its meaning for our people, and the white feather came from Saskatchewan, the start of the Unity ride, and also the fur from St. Loup. And when we came in today, we started with the grand entry, and we brought in the staff, and now we'll move on and bring out the staff with an honor song.